Welcome to the Product of the 80's podcast. I am your motherfucking usual host, Black V. I am here with the homie, the brother from another mother, my partner, my ride or die, my partner in crime, the nigga that be hitting licks with me. Also, the homie that I always used to want to call anytime I need somebody to take one for the team when I got the sloppy, nasty other chick. That's the girl I got with me. I'm going to sit there and call on Mr. Bendova to go ahead and take one for the team. What up, man?
Talk to me. Y'all hear me? Huh? If you don't want to, I take her. I done got to that age now. I gotta get mine at any means necessary.
By
Don't
any means necessary.
judge me, bitch.
brother man, long time no talk. How you on the East Coast, bro? I heard you on the East Coast right now.
Yeah, y'all see it. I got king size bed. I'm in a hotel right now. Shit, man. I'm in Boston. These motherfuckers be crazy. They crazy up here. They call me a smug.
What they call Boston? Was it Beantown?
Beantown. Is it Beantown? I guess it's Beantown. They call Boston Beantown. These motherfuckers crazy up here. It ain't nothing but a small New York City though. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I heard.
Yeah, they acting
that's
the same.
What I heard.
Acting crazy and shit like that. But I was downtown Boston. I ain't know they had a Chinatown too. I was down that motherfucker. That shit got wild down that bitch. You hear me, huh?
Hey, no comment. I was gonna say something, but I ain't trying to have them canceling me. I ain't trying to be the next one to get done up like Kanye, canceled on everything.
Oh man, hey, listen. You I gotta tell people it's just certain groups you can't talk about. You know what I'm saying? But wait, when he said, when you're a billionaire, what y'all gonna do to me?
This dude said he worth 11 billion.
Mm-hmm. He up there.
Yeah, he up there. I was like, damn.
Hey, I wish I could be that. I wish I could be that type of crazy. If being crazy,
bro.
Like
hey, when you worth 11 billion, you really just don't give a fuck.
No, you don't. Your shit don't stink no more.
Mm-hmm. Fuck you. You cool. Fuck you. I'm out.
Hey, what was that movie with Bernie Mac when he walking through the train station? He was just slapping everybody and shit. I
can't think of the name of the movie. First off, before this episode is gonna be dope because we're gonna talk about music, the music bit, everything going on in music and hip hop and art, in the art form right now, right?
Right.
And so one of the big things I wanted to ask you first and foremost is before we even jump into it, is you still been in the lab?
Yeah, man, I got some new shit coming, you know. Sometimes you never know, let the right hand know what the left hand doing, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can leave your watch at home, don't never get your gun, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta do everything at one time. I gotta keep it quiet because y'all niggas, because I ain't trying to be like old girl and shit. You don't get no motherfucking no royalties off my song and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, hey, you know better, you do better. Know better, you do better.
Oh man.
Hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? Listen, so speaking of which, before we jump into the politics of it all, give me your as an MC, and I've dabbled in it and dabbled in MC and dabbled in producing and whatnot myself, but your perspective, or not your perspective, give me so far your take on what you think of Glorilla.
How far as the rumors going out by her?
No. At her, it's just strictly basing it off of her music.
First of all, I'm gonna say this. Nowadays, a lot of these labels, they like people who go viral because that's instant money, like microwave food. You know what I'm saying? It's
right.
Instant money. Now you dealing in a time where a label don't have to do no work, and the artist done did all the work, and they'll throw a couple $100,000 in front of them, and they take the money, being stupid. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
As far as her, I mean, it's not my wave of music. I mean, I'm not gonna hate on her or nothing like that. But you can look at her, tell she she take wood nickels. You know what I'm saying? she take wood nickels if you give them to her. You know what I'm saying. But it's just lack of knowledge and people you don't have around you because when she first went viral with the song, I was talking to somebody. I was like, watch her dumb ass sign with somebody. I'm like, your song done hit. So if you
Yep.
viral, if you just be patient, why you think Young Dolph never signed to nobody like that? You know what I'm
He
saying?
stayed patient.
Sometimes slow money is for show money. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna come in one big bulk, but it's gonna add up. You know what I'm saying? So when she got,
I heard she was fucking with Dolph before he passed away.
I believe it.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard Dolph was like on her early and trying to bring her over there the paper route. I mean,
Right,
the unfortunate incident happened to him, and
right,
now he gone. And
right,
so, like she caught a lot of flack for that. But before then, like you was saying, when you get something that blow up like that, it's with the producer, I believe his name is Hit Kid. I think that's right. Hit name of Hit Kid.
yeah, yeah,
And when you sit there and you got that momentum and that hype, and old boy was telling her like when he posted the song, he knew it was a hit. And he was like, "They gonna come at you." He was like, "Don't sign with nobody. Get you a lawyer. I got a lawyer if you need a lawyer, but get you a lawyer. Don't sign with nobody. Do it the right way, because everybody gonna run up on you and try. You know how the music. You know how I go. They gonna jump up
right,
and jump on the wave."
right.
And so when I heard it, when I first heard it, I was like, "Oh, okay." And then you can tell that Gotti and them put their touch. They did their little magic to it or whatever the case and stuff. But I remember seeing the old original video, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like it wasn't her. Her voice threw me off. That's like the biggest thing for me with her is her voice. You know
Right.
me. I'm
Yeah,
like,
she sound like a Memphis nigga.
yeah. And I was like, and then she's so. I mean, no disrespect to the Tiny sisters, but I can't do. I don't do Boney.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't do Boney. Is she under 145?
I don't know because the thick run quick. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they can't take the dick.
They can't take them skinny ones.
Bars.
That shit like going through the Chesapeake Tunnel or some shit. That shit go deep. You hear me? Hey, what's your boy? Big
Why
John
you
say that
running?
shit get deep. You
Why
hear
you
me?
running? Bring your ass back here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So all props to her. And I mean, she can rap. She claims she writes her own stuff. So that's a good thing, right? That's going for it. For me, it's the voice.
Mm.
If there's anything that I've heard so far that I always can go back to that kind of throws me off, and it's no shade or shots at her, it's her rapping voice.
Hold on. I think I got one of my $40 house at the door real quick. Hold on.
Oh, they don't bring it in on camera.
Right.
Oh, this bro gonna turn my shit to a porno set. I ain't even mad at him. Yo, make sure y'all go ahead and also check out Queens with Attitude is back for second season. Shouts out to Mo Money. She's out there on her grind, taking care of her education and doing some
They always
behind the
bring that money to me,
scenes.
dog. They always bring that money to me, dog. I
Well,
need that.
damn.
I need that.
I
But
need
yeah,
that.
but back to Gorilla, like when we was talking, like what these artists don't understand is like once you done paved the way for your own self and you went viral, even period right now she doing a show somewhere. I bet you she doing a show somewhere right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you pave the way, it's like because they're not really thinking, they just so excited that damn somebody noticed me, blah blah blah. Now, why you think they coming to you? It's a reason why they coming to you. Why they ain't coming to you before? It's a reason why they coming to you because now that's like years ago. I had a sit down with Warner and shit, and so they pretty put you on a lot of game and shit like that. It's like they don't want to have to do the work. They want you to come in instant ready already. You know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to build up your followers. So if I done took my time and made all these followers and got all these fans, then I can set up my own shows. I can do certain things. But some people they just want to get on is be more a fame thing for them. You know what I'm saying? on a mainstream. But like I say, but even with the Hit Kid situation, you gotta understand how that worked too. Like I don't know who he worked with before that. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever heard of Hit Kid before?
No,
No, that's like
not at
right
all.
now. That's like right now. You're a producer, and I'm coming to your shit, right?
Right.
And I drop some shit, and niggas know when niggas gotta like, but this shit here, like, you know. And so automatically, if you're a smart producer, you're gonna put some stank on that shit too. Like, wait a minute, this is my motherfucking beat. I done engineered this shit because even when you break down songs, how people get paid, the producer get paid for the beat, the writer get paid. It's a lot of people who get paid before you get paid.
Oh, it's a lot of hands. It's a lot of hands. It's a lot of hands in the pot. That's why it pays. If you got flow, it helps you a lot. It helped T-Pain a lot with him being able to write his own shit, produce his own shit, and being able to do that, and then learning how to engineer his own shit. That you can save a lot of money when you learn your own shit.
Right. It's a dude named Russ that do the same thing. A dude named Russ, Russ. He do everything. You know what I'm saying? He pushes his own shows and all that shit like that. So now that song done blew up. That song blew up. I bet you 9 times out of 10 when she did the song, cause it's like any other hood nigga going to the studio, you just dropping the song, you putting out music. You know how many tracks right now that I probably put out for free, which I ain't gonna say that I went back and say, you know what? Let me go ahead and do this shit the right way. Because somebody can just come on here and promise me something you won't kiss and tell and take my kiss and tell song. This shit ain't never been copyrighted and never do the proper procedures. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can take that shit and guess what? I can't do nothing motherfucker about that. But at least he was being a stand-up nigga say, hey, I'm gonna get 50% for what I put in it, he'll go your 50%. But now he'll go to kicker though with it. Okay, she gets signed. You know what I'm saying? People saying 500. I don't even believe that because Gucci man, he signed 1,000. He signed 100,000 niggas for $100,000 a piece. You know what I'm saying? So I doubt if he gave her 500,000. I very much doubt that.
I don't know if he gave her 500,000. I mean, if he did, let's say he did, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say he did, but automatically, you know how that's gonna get broken down. They got to give her 500,000. I mean, give her 500,000. She already coming to the whole $500,000.
Right. Because they thinking that's their money.
They that's not your money.
Which is an advance. Only thing that's on you that's yours is that CMG chain that you can do whatever you want to do with. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
And I guarantee you that CMG chain ain't worth 500,000.
Nah. And see what happens is now, depending on the language of your contract, which nobody not going to read. That's just like Lil Pump. Lil Pump still in the contract right now. He's trying to get out of pretty much everything he get. They get a huge percentage. Like we all know as an artist, the only money that came in 100% was your merch and your show money. Now they had these motherfucking deals where they getting part of people's show money and they merchandise money. You know what I'm saying? So how am I ever gonna get out the motherfucking hole with you? Because
it's not meant for you to get out of the hole. I mean, so here's something, and I heard, and this goes back to, I know we talked about it before on make sure you check out AAA podcast, but we talked about it before when Mace made the argument with Diddy. They was going back and forth, and somebody said that our artists are quick to call out the other Black record labels for signing them to whatever deals and taking their publishing, but they never call out, some of the other, the white-owned record labels,
right,
or Jewish-owned record labels, which a lot of people don't know. A lot of these record labels in the movie industry, especially, most people wouldn't understand and realize that some of them are owned by Jewish people. Not that makes a difference. Good business is good business. Bad business is bad business. It don't matter your race, creed, or color, right?
Right.
So Kiki said, "What kind of name is Lil Pump?" That's not the name to be proud of. I should have told Kiki to bring her ass home. So when I heard that, and it all ties in together. When I heard it, her with her argument, and then she made her statement, and then Hit Kid made his statement, and she was saying she hasn't been paid for Fuck Nigga Free. Is that the name of the song? FNF? Fuck Nigga
Yeah,
Free?
and she's not going to be paid. She's not going to be paid for it because after she signed the contract, she signed everything that everything she made. Because this is what happened when she signed that contract. There's a lot of money being made behind that song. So now CMG is like, where did this song come from? And so now he found out, okay, this nigga Hit Kid got the song. So he's trying to get all 100% royalties off the song, not knowing your CMG, whoever's running this business, like, well, damn, it's already a contract on the song. So only thing CMG can get off of it is 50%, which she's not going to get it because she's already in the red with owing them money.
Right.
And then the way the language is probably put on it, it made whatever he gave her is now CMG. So now that's pretty much CMG record with Hit Kid. It's no longer her record.
Right.
Because she done signed that shit over and shit like that, man.
Your ownership is so key. And I see so many of our people don't understand it. We see the quick dollar, the quick come up, and we sell our shit to, because it looks cool. Like, like when Puffy sold, people don't know Puffy sold Bad Boy. He had to buy it back later on, but he sold Bad Boy. Def Jam was sold. BET was sold. And it sounds good when somebody says, especially back in them days with 90 something, Robert Johnson sold BET for $1 billion. Sounds cool at first, till you realize the impact BET had was priceless.
It was priceless, but at sometimes, if a person sold something that was a valuable asset, then how much in debt that person really was and what he had to do.
That could be true too. He might have been in debt with it. And that's a fair assessment. I mean, that goes back to how he was either handling the business, or those he hired were incompetent, or just the way TV was turning and going. I know for one, once BET was sold to Viacom, I kind of,
which is owned by who?
No, Disney owns Viacom now, don't they?
But what race?
Oh, the Jewish folks own it. Hey, bro, listen. Don't get me started on the whole Kanye thing, because he said some ignorant shit, but there was some truth. There was some truth to it, and I say that not to paint it like it's a thing against, because I have people who are like family to me who are Jewish, so it's a thing to say it's not an attack on Jewish people. It's a door opening, or eyes being opened up to just some of they're not above the same tactics in business that have taken advantage of blacks, whether it's in movies or film or music or so forth and so on, that other races have done it, or even black people have done. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to call that out is like to be like, let's take a look. Like, these people aren't excluded. You see what I'm saying? Like, they're not excluded from being called out on taking advantage of minorities or black, let's say blacks in the music industry. They got over, especially if you go back and look at some of the earlier musical artists, you'd have been like, wow, when you seen like some of the contracts and everything else they signed to some of these, what they call them, slave deals back in the days, where the artist didn't own none of their masters, none of their no publishing, no masters.
Right.
So I look at Kanye as like this guy who's mentally off, who says some brilliant things, but he says it out of context, and he is like great message, wrong messenger.
Right. I mean, to me, honestly, bro. I mean, you can go to church every day, man, and have a pastor trying to give you the right word, and one day somebody just rub you the wrong way. Sometimes we all say things but don't word it right and say it right. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? And you know what you're trying to say, but it's not coming out. But dog, but Kanye knows he knows some shit that we don't know. Now, when you get to have money like that, bro, you rubbing shoulders with certain people, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Your conversations are different.
It's different. And so it's like he be enlightening us on shit. You gotta think about it, right? Come on. What did Drink Champs have to do with Kanye saying what he said? And
Nothing.
now that whole video has been taken down. But guess what though? But guess what though? If we was on that bitch talking about niggas and hoes and bitches in the black community, guess what? That video is gonna stay up. Dog,
Bro,
now Jewish
Drink
people,
Champs took it down. He was on CNN and some other news things the next goddamn day, and they ain't took it down. And his comments and everything was worse on the other shit.
yeah, it's just a certain group of people that you can't talk about because that's who pretty much rule. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You already know how that shit go, man. You ain't about to talk about them, and so that was just to me that was just confirmation on a lot of stuff. You know.
it was confirmation on his main point about
Mm-hmm.
them with the having a. I'm not anti-Semitic or against any race. What I
Mm-hmm.
will do, and I have done, and you've seen it, and we both done it. I don't care what your race is. If you're wrong, you're wrong, and it's not about your race. It's about those in power and those that happen to be in power. A lot of times in the music industry are not of, especially in hip hop. We think hip hop and we think a few black people in charge, a lot of black people in charge, and that's not the case.
But
They're
guess
not
what
the
though?
case.
I'm gonna take what you said, right? Like I'm a firm believer in that. But guess what? Guess what? As black folks, we don't do. You said no matter the race, if you're wrong, you're wrong. But other races don't think like that because they know that people be wrong, and they still gonna support that person, and they wrong because guess what? It's just a part of their race, but
It
they
don't
let you.
affect them. They don't
It
they
don't.
don't look at it like it affects them.
Yeah, like we dog, black people are the only people that even though we wrong, we still don't try to. Hey, let me go console this brother and help him out. We automatically just let that nigga go to the wayside now. We can cancel culture the nigga shit. He out of here, bro. Dog, white people don't do that, bro. Come on, man. That's just like with the kid that went to church killed everybody and shit. They said you know how much money they sent him to support
He
him.
got a lot of money on his books.
Hey, in this wrongdoing. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, that's what I don't commend it, but I commend other races. They stick with their race, dog, through the thick and thin. Whether they know them, whether they did wrong. As soon as a black nigga do something, bro, you cancel a nigga out. That's a rap, nigga. Fuck that nigga.
Yo, you know what? When Kanye said what he said, it started getting canceled, right? You know what niggas was like?
What's that?
That's what he get for fucking around with that white girl, that Kardashian. He was running around sitting there hugging up with Trump. Everything else. Never mind the fact that what he was talking about, to a degree, held a lot of validity.
Mm-hmm.
Great message, wrong messenger.
I can't.
And it could have been put in better context what he was saying. Because he kind of doubled down on attacking all Jewish, and that's like somebody, to me, that part I was like, yo, I can't rock with that part. That's like somebody going and doubling down on attacking all black people.
It's done every day though.
I know it's done every day,
Listen,
but it
it's
don't
done.
make it right
Listen,
either way.
it don't make it right. But what I'm saying is, I get to the point where I've always been a bigger person with shit, bro. But now, bro, I'm tired of being a bigger person with shit. Like, and what I mean by that is, like, it was fucked up how he did it because you can't put everybody in a bubble. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? Every day, bro, we getting attacked through the news, through CNN, through everything, bro. And that shit,
Through our own networks, through our own people.
on networks, through our own people.
Niggas love to attack niggas more than anybody else.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You down so right. You down so right about that. But like I said, I don't think Kanye he ain't crazy, man. People he
Bro,
make
he off. He don't be on this. He don't take meds, but I can tell he's not ADHD, but he's bipolar. You can tell. And the way it's like you said, I'm gonna use what you said as a perfect example. his wealth has allowed him access to conversations with different people in different groups, almost to the point that he's in that 1% room where
Right.
the people who make decisions that shape, change the world, or can help dictate the way the world is shaped and change.
Mm-hmm.
He learned some things. The problem
Mm-hmm.
with him, he's bipolar. So to him, when he goes off, it's sometimes valid information that's coming out all fucked up and wrong because
Right.
it's not planned, it's not set. Let me think about how I want to say this the right way. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
no, I'm thinking this. Let me put this out how I think it.
Mm-hmm.
Like right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yo, I have this thought on my mind. Let me let it out. And as much as that's a genius of him, because in music and other ways he expresses himself, sometimes when he speaks on other things, it doesn't come out the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew it and spotted it when he said, and I caught flack for this, when he said slavery was a choice, right? When he said it, that sounded like to me slavery was a choice. When you hear that, you're like, what the fuck you mean slavery was a choice? Nigga, we didn't choose. But if you go back and then you study the history,
Yes.
when
So
it, huh?
I see where you're going with it. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was like, yo, like it became easier and felt like it was a better option just to stay, suffer, and endure, even though you outnumbered those in that plantation like 20 to 1, if
Mm-hmm.
higher. But it was easy. It was easier. It's what you knew. You were conditioned. It's like where we're at now, bro. It's
Right.
easier for niggas to stay with that hood mentality that let's go kill another nigga, let's go do this, than rather like breaking free of the matrix. Like, nah, we not gonna do this no more. We not gonna fall into. It's easier.
Yeah, it's crazy you said it because you can just use that in so many dynamics. We are slaves to our own situations sometimes, to our own happiness, to our own freedom, to everything. We're slave. We're slaves to a lot of different things. And at the end of the day, my granddad always told me, "You always have a choice. It may not be the right one. It may not
Right.
be the one. It might be the one you not want to make. You know what I'm saying? But it's always a choice. You don't have to stay here and pick cotton all day. But the choice I may be very detrimental if I do this. So you can never say you have a choice. So you just, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you was kind of forced into it through other reasons. But I would have been a nigga who'd have been dead down the road, down the street.
No.
I would rather die.
Yeah, it was a choice. Bro,
Mm-hmm.
it's no other way to look around it. Everything you said is basically sitting saying, like, yo, it was a choice.
Yeah.
We chose, you choose. It's just like you got kids with a chick. Y'all both unhappy, but you don't want to break up your family. But
Mm-hmm.
y'all both go through more lows and highs.
Guys, oh, preach. You hear me? You talking to me? You talking to me
Yo,
right now? Come
so
on, talk to me.
you
I gotta
know,
hear this.
and you choose to stay in it because you made the decision like, yo, it's cheaper, it's better for my kids,
Mm-hmm.
and better for my wallet if
Right,
I stay.
right,
We'll figure this shit out.
right. You know,
Or
hey,
we'll just sit there, grin and bear it and go through it.
right. And it'll
Bro,
never get
that's a choice.
figured out. It is.
That's
It is.
that's a choice.
Yep.
Dude, you know what? This is what I say to everybody who get upset at me for sitting there. I don't want to say totally agreeing with Kanye on that statement. Fuck it. Agreeing with Kanye on that statement.
Mm-hmm.
Ask most motherfuckers what most black people did after they was freed.
Mm-hmm.
They stayed on the
Yeah.
plantations and
Right.
continued to work there.
Because it is because of two things because lack of understanding.
Lack of
Right.
knowledge because they were born into it.
They were born into it, and then it's like with anything else. Like why does the nigga from the hood never want to when he go out to somewhere foreign? 9 out of 10 he end up back because that's the only thing he
He
fucking knows.
knows. He
So
knows.
even if even if you know what I'm saying, it could be something that bad happens to you with sexual events and shit. When certain things happen repeatedly to you, dog, you can form a comfort zone in tragic situations. That's the only thing you
You
fucking
form a
know.
comfort zone. You become comfortable with bullshit.
With bullshit. So that's the only thing you know because that's the only thing that and then the what felt abnormal becomes like when it's not happening, like damn, that's just normal to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that's why
Yo,
relationships, when someone would be like, I'm just used to getting my ass beat and treated wrong and shit. So when they come across a good nigga and shit, they end up
she
losing
don't
them.
know how to act. She's
You know that?
uncomfortable. She can't take it.
He's a simp. He's a simp
Yeah.
ass.
Oh, he's soft. He's soft. He let me talk to him any fucking old way. Oh,
Right.
he's soft. He let me, whatever the case and whatnot. Yo,
Mhm.
like you become conditioned and comfortable to the
Right.
bullshit.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
you choose to stay or choose to go back to it because that's your comfort zone. It
Right.
doesn't make it right what happened to you. It
We
doesn't
had to say
excuse
this
the
a
other
million
person's
times.
assault on you, but it also does not let you off the freaking hook
Right. Right.
for your choice that you made, the
Mhm.
participation points that you earned in the process.
Right.
Bro, again, I me, they they'd have killed me. I'd have
Yeah.
died. I wouldn't stand on the plantation. I'd have died.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I just not a rebel mentality, but like it's gotta be something better. This doesn't feel right. I don't
Right.
like it.
Right.
I
Right.
can't stay here. It's no different than me and you in the hood, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be easy for both of us. God bless it. I love the yo with all my heart. It was way easier for us to sit there and say, fuck it, I don't give a fuck, drop out of Rand, stay back in the yo, and just sit there and try to sell drugs and whatever the case and try to make it that way.
Yeah, I was
Hope
that. I was that percentage ain't think like that, nigga. I remember when I graduated, bro. I left 3 days later, dog. Like I just knew that this wasn't what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've never been comfortable. I never got.
Kiki, we're not comparing the hood to slavery. What we're comparing is the conditioning of our people. It's easier to stay in fucked up situations with a fucked up mentality than it is to go ahead and say, I want something different. I want something beyond the bullshit that I've seen. It's that's the difference. It's the difference when you got a chance to go to other schools in high school, but because you feel more comfortable, but because those are your niggas you grew up with and you play football with, or or whatever the case, that you chose to go to Rand when you had an opportunity to go to Mooney or Ursuline or Kennedy Christian or so forth and so on. A lot of times our people choose again to stay in the bullshit or not even try to get out of the bullshit because
Yeah,
they're comfortable. They're
and
born into it.
like you say, it's not comparing it. It's just using analogies. You know what I'm saying? Because like even if you watch some of these slave movies that was based on true stories, you know, out of all the slaves that leave, there's a lot of them that stayed back.
Most of them stay.
They stayed back. And some that left and some that stayed back. Like, nah, I'm good, dog.
I'm good. I don't know
Um,
what the fuck's out there. What we
yeah.
gonna do when we get free?
Right. So and it's the same thing with a nigga who just it is standing, being complacent and being in the same situation. Sometimes it'll keep you on
Yeah,
hold.
it'll keep you fucked. It'll keep you fucked up. It's and it's not an listen. That's not only an indictment on black people. We just so happen to be the biggest recipients because of the bullshit that we had to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's a human nature.
Mm-hmm.
And we, as much as black people tend to quote unquote, like I'm black and I'm proud, we tend to find solace and comfort in trying to imitate ourselves in the success of other races instead of finally trying to understand what is it that is the success for our race. I
Right.
mean, not that you can't learn from other races and try to improve upon it or find your niche, but we in we tend to do it again. Black
You want to know
people,
why? You want to
why?
know why? I ain't mean to cut you off. You want to know why? Because black people for hundreds of years are still trying to fit in and
To white
be
America?
and, to white America to fit in instead of fitting out. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
that's the biggest problem to me because you really don't even know who you is. You too busy trying to fit in And you know what I'm saying? Well, a lot of things. Like I was never, but me personally, I was never against segregation. My thing is this: you don't want me to eat here, then fine, bitch.
Fuck
Let's do
you.
let's do our
Hey,
own.
bro, you educated. Who suffered the most when the segregation happened?
You said who suffered the most? What you mean?
Yeah, when desegregation happened, when they sat there and said, okay, we're getting rid of Jim Crow, we're getting rid of that, and we're going to
Black people,
desegregate
man.
everything.
I made it worse, bro.
Black businesses, black
Yeah, black
business
businesses, bro. That
owners,
shit made it worse, bro.
yeah,
It made it worse, bro.
because
Go ahead.
oh no, go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry,
no, go
bro.
ahead, go ahead. I was
No,
listening.
I'm about to say because we still, even from then to today, keep living in this mind state of better is living the imitation of what they have.
Mm,
Hits the cars we rush to go buy, the fucking clothes, Balenciaga, red bottoms, every damn thing else that everybody sit there and rushes to try to own. In a minute, black people can have success in them pockets, but it's only for a moment. It's a fad. But
mm,
we rush back to their brands, we rush back to their stores, we rush back to their cars
mm,
because to us, that is success.
mm.
That to us, that is success. And don't get me wrong, as successful Kanye West is, his biggest thing to be critiqued on is he was one of those niggas that felt like he didn't make it until the white man acknowledged him, till
Right,
they let
right.
him in the door. So
Mm,
I am aware to sit there and say, yo, this brother could be so wrong on this, and this. But I see where he's right on this. I
yeah,
see
because
where he's right on that.
no matter what a black man, a black woman accomplishes in life, no matter how much money they get or whatever they do, bro, guess what? You still a nigga. You still a nigga, bro. We
Bro,
on rock.
all them
We
billions and all them billions and them Jewish folks told him what? You still a nigga.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
11 billion and
And
you
it's a reason.
still a nigga.
And it's a reason why they're gonna keep on trying to tear you down and put you down. And black people just don't get that shit. Like why other races try so hard out of all the races we got? Why everybody so hard on a black race? Out of all the races, that's something people just don't even put
Because
think
we
about.
look to them for affirmation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're
Do
right.
you think the Asian community looks to white America or Jewish America or Mexican America for affirmation for what the fuck they do in their community?
Mm-hmm. No,
No,
no.
they do their shit and they take care
Mm-hmm.
of their community. We can't.
Right.
We too busy trying to be like, yo, don't do that, man. We busy doing this. Listen, bro, I hate this argument. Yo, rock motherfuckers don't compare each other and ask who's number one and they music and so forth and so on and so on. Yo, that's fucking rock. That's their thing. And hip
Right.
hop is competitive. Stop
Right.
comparing our success, our greatness, or how they do their thing, and start sitting there accepting like, yo, the art form may be like this, and that's okay. Can we do
Mm-hmm.
it better? Can we tighten it up? Can we take some of the bullshit out of it? Yes. But we
Mm-hmm.
can't keep basing our success off of what another race or group of people sit there and do. There's a reason why the LGBTQ plus community has overtaken the black community as far as success in the things that they want, they lobby for, and they fight for.
Mm-hmm.
For one, is that they do it for them and they stick together.
Right.
And they don't give a fuck. They're not trying to impress nobody. They're just fighting for what they want. Do they go far? Can their movement be hijacked and can fucked up shit come out of it in the process to even other people who's in that community be like, yo, they doing too fucking much?
Right.
Yes, that's with any and every movement.
Mm-hmm.
That's Kiki.
Nah, that was me. I had hit my Facebook on my phone by accident.
Oh,
But yeah, look, but you right though, man. You right, bro. This shit, like I say, man, you can be on this topic till you blue in the face, dog. It's just you gotta think about it. It's like me and you talking about this. It's hard to infiltrate a system that's been built and going on for hundreds and hundreds of years. And I'm gonna use your word. At the end of the day, is we all have to have some type of self accountability to our own fucking actions and what we're producing. You know what I'm saying? And so and that's just the biggest thing. But we're dealing with a whole nother generation. Like I feel like my generation was the last of the dying breed. Like, cause like these motherfucking 90 kids and up, bro. Like them motherfuckers just have no fucking clue
No clue.
on on on, on anything, dog. You know what I'm saying?
No clue.
Anything goes. Anything goes nowadays. Is just no respect. And so you dealing with your own people, you dealing with another generation, and you dealing with other races and shit like that, bro. Like that shit, that shit hard to overcome, dog. Like try playing Monopoly with no money and buy property.
Uh, you're right. But again, accountability. And we both talk about it. And sometimes I get on Kiki nerves because I do it out of love, and I don't think Kiki realized. Maybe Kiki doesn't, or maybe she does. I'm harder on it.
Mo must be Mo was born in the 90s.
Yeah, she's born in the 90s. I'm hard on us, man. I'm hard on our people because it's like, yo, we all know the system is fucked up. We all know that the way they go about it is wrong. Our mistreatment, our people were done wrong in the past. We know. Stop fucking whining. What are we going to do about it now?
Mm.
What are you going to do about it now? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
yo, like it's just at some point we have to take accountability and say, yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah, the system is completely fucked up and corrupt. But we've been so conditioned and so brainwashed to think that if we go complain and protest and march to the corruptors who live by the system, who profit and continue to build and put their families ahead by the system, why the fuck would they ever change it?
Right. But listen, but not only that, guess what though? I'm gonna tell you what fucks it up. Okay. Let me tell you about other races, foreigners, right? When they have kids, they set their kids' life up. The bitch, this who you gonna be a doctor. I don't give a fuck. Cry about it, pout. You going to school to be a doctor. You going to school to be a lawyer. They put their people in positions so where they can help their own people if needed.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? But if we too
Yeah.
busy trying to rap, be a stripper at the motherfucking King of Diamonds and shit like that, and we just out here, you know what I'm saying? It's like certain people gotta be put in certain positions, though. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then a lot of it come from parenting. You know what I'm saying? So now when I don't know about you, but most likely me growing up and maybe under you, what was the biggest thing a black family said to their kid once they got older? Once you get 18, nigga, you
Get
gotta
the
go.
fuck. It's time to go.
You gotta get
They
the
don't
fuck
do
out.
that in other cultures.
No,
A
they
lot
don't
of
do
other
that.
cultures. No, they don't.
No,
They don't do
they
that.
don't.
Yeah.
So, but just think about if your structure was different. We all know our parents did the most they can do, but just imagine if the structure was different and said, you know, Jamar, this is what you gonna do. I don't give a fuck. You gonna be a doctor, dog. It ain't nothing about it. You gonna be a doctor, dog. That's what it is. And then you gonna go to America and shit. Whatever it is, you gonna be a doctor. This is what it be. So now, if all these parents was doing this, and you putting black pieces in different areas now you have a different ball game with stuff. Ain't so many black people going try to be no judge and shit like that, and all these other getting the politics and shit. You have a few, but it's not many. You know what I'm saying? All these other kids. What the first thing a black kid trying to do is play ball, basketball, trying to go pro. You know what I'm saying? And certain
And
things.
they complain about the corrupt district attorney,
Yeah.
the corrupt judge, the corrupt sheriff. Guess what? Your sheriff is elected. Your district attorney is elected. Most of your judges are fucking elected. You have the power, and they put the power, they flaunt it out there right there in front of you and say, yo, you could change this, but you motherfuckers ain't even gonna pay attention to, don't give a fuck. That's on us.
Right.
That's on us. So when we talk about, back to real quick before I go on to it, we so quick to get our kids out the house. And I catch myself sometimes with, especially with my teenage, because my teenage daughters, oh my God, they get on my damn nerves. I be like, ugh.
Right.
But my oldest daughter who's at school, like like she wants to come home when she graduates, live for 2 years, stack up money. And the
Right.
first thing she wants to do, and I put it on her so hard, and then her uncle and even her biological dad puts it on her, like, your first piece of property, fuck buying a house for yourself, buy a
Mm.
piece of rental property.
Bro, it's funny you said that. Now I've been bumping shoulders with people, right? And I'm listening, but most white people not gonna put you on game.
Mm,
They were putting all the other people on game. Yeah, we're gonna put you a part of our group. And guess what they always talking about? Rental
mm, mm-hmm,
land. Dog,
mm-hmm.
dog, land is more powerful than money.
Yes.
Right.
Ownership is more powerful
Oh,
than the dollar.
than a
It
dollar,
goes
bro.
all than
Yeah.
the dollar. Ownership.
That's just like not to get into another ballpark. They get these lands, they get rental properties, right? They build a fence around it. And guess what the next thing they're gonna do? They're gonna put a cow on that bitch. Soon as you put any type of cattle on a piece of land, it's considered farm land. Now, guess what? You're in a different tax bracket now. We looking at Trump dollars right now and shit like that. Man, like people, it's like so when
Well,
your
I
boy
work with nothing
so
but a
when your
ton of
boy Gilly
farmers,
the
bro. I be
kid
learning.
when Gilly the kid, see, like some people don't know and get the sense. They go, why would he buy? You don't need no bull here. But what? That nigga Rose ain't dumb. You know how much money he was probably paying on cutting grass and taxes and shit. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put a motherfucking bull and a cow on this bitch. Now it's gonna put me in a whole nother tax bracket. That's gonna save me a whole lot of motherfucking money and shit like that and do other things and shit like that. And at the end of the day, if worst come to worst, nigga, you got something to eat, nigga.
Yo, what's the dude's name? He's big on he does the books and everything else, and he's big on not using credit. Um I have his book. Um Hold up. Keep talk real quick about promote your show real quick. I'm gonna grab this book because it's important.
Yeah, boy. Ah, you hear me, huh? I see more money, more money. Let me stop. But anyway, deep throat conversations every motherfucking Sunday at 6:30. Talk to me, huh? Got my motherfucking co-host Kiki So Sexy Is You With Me. I just gave her a nickname. Kiki So Sexy Is You With Me. Holler at your boy, huh? Inbox me. We need motherfucking guests. For all y'all crab ass motherfuckers, yeah, I'ma say it and shit. Don't fuck me now. Don't fuck me now when my shit blow up like $1 million worth of game and get $100 million contract like they just signed and shit. You saw that $100 million contract they just signed?
Bro, I seen Gilly crying. He was crying.
Bruh, we gonna be rich forever. Oh, okay, I know it. Dave Ramsey.
Yo, I don't agree with everything. Just like I said with Kanye, just like I say with Jay-Z, just like I say with all these other billionaire dudes.
Mm-hmm.
There's truth to it. For most of you people who don't understand, there is more than one way to become a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest key to it all is that this system is the system we live in now is built off of credit. They don't consider you successful until you acquire enough debt and make enough money to continuously pay off that debt while with the ability to acquire more debt. That's what they consider successful. Keeping you in the is it the red? Keeping you in the red is their idea of you being successful in this country. What did that mean? When you graduate high school, you go to college. Guess what? For most people, not all, for most people, that puts you in debt. You graduate college. What's the next step for people to sit to consider you successful? You buy you either a car or a home. That's more debt. What's the next step? You go from that, then you buy the other, a car or a home. Once you acquire a home, you have kids. You have kids. Having kids does what? Puts you in more debt.
Right.
Debt, 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 debt. America is not built off of the people becoming rich. It's built off of the people staying in debt and being able to acquire just enough wealth to get by or more than get by, but not for them to be rich.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to understand that. Like, you'll never be rich in most cases working for somebody else. Now,
Mm-hmm.
everybody's not meant to be an owner.
But I'm gonna say this though. But see, when you rich, you can become broke. But when you wealthy, you can never be broke, though.
You never be broke.
It's a difference. But now this is the kicker though of being wealthy. I was watching something. Saddam Hussein was asking this billionaire times 10 guy, and I was like, damn. He was like, how do you become wealthy? He said, you got to be born of wealthy parents.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody got to start that shit, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, listen. Kanye West was born to Dr. Donda West.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor. She had, even though maybe financially she wasn't there yet, she had rich thoughts. She had successful thoughts. You need to be coming to the mind state, or of the people of the mind state, that there is more for you in the hood than just graduating high school and working at GM, or graduating high school and what motherfucking owner you can work for.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have bigger dreams. If you want to be rich, that's only if you want to be rich. If you want to be, no, fuck rich. If you want to be wealthy or get to a point of wealthiness. Wealthiness comes from creating wealth for your kids. It creates sacrifice. You need to create a situation where your money starts to make money for you.
Yourself. You gotta make
For
money while you
self.
sleep. You gotta make money while you sleep, or you're gonna work
Yeah.
till you die.
Yes.
You're gonna work till you die. And a lot of people figure these things out too late, because at an early age we're doing all the fucking wrong things. I'm gonna be real with you. She said the life insurance policy. I done put a couple people on game with the life insurance policy. I done got tons. I ain't gonna say tons of money, but I got some money. You know what I'm saying. But then guess what? When the people do get the money, they fuck off the money. Well, let me
They
go buy a
fuck off the
2022
money.
Charger and shit with some 26-inch rims and some bump in the
All
back.
that PPP loan money motherfuckers got away with. Guess what most of them did? Fuck off the money.
Instead of three people who done got back 10 bands a piece, got 30,000. Hey, bro, let's purchase this piece of land. Because when you don't see the value in something, or know the value in something, the first thing you gonna say is, "But shit, let's get a couple pounds and shit." Like, because guess what? That's all them niggas know. Because they don't have the right people around them, and they don't care to hear information. The difference between rich and broke is information, bro.
Bro,
And
you know what? I get $1 million.
the crazy part is it's not in the household. Like, it comes from our
No,
parents.
it's
You know what I'm
not.
saying? It's not in the
Right, it's
household.
not.
Like my mom, like, she was the bomb. Don't get it twisted, because like when she worked construction and everything, but her thing was go get an education, go work for somebody. You know what I'm saying? So that's
But
what we
not,
learned.
but
We
nine
didn't
times
know.
out of 10, I'm gonna tell you something. My granddad told me 9 times out of 10. Guess what? Whoever your mama parents was, it wasn't instilled in her neither. So
Right.
now it comes to a point. My granddaddy always told me, because I had a certain habit that just trickled through the family. He said, "Well, who's gonna break this cycle?" You know what I'm
Me.
saying? It takes somebody. You know what I'm saying? It takes somebody uh to take the time, because if you actually think about it, we live like fucking robots. We do the same shit every day.
Every day.
We live like robots. You get so caught up with life, kids, wife, whatever it is, you get caught up with it, and you lose focus on it until you lose yourself, and you look in the mirror like, damn, this ain't even me. Look at all this weight I done gained. What am I doing? And then you don't let 20, 30 years pass you by. And if you already 40, like my granddaddy told me, you don't live half your life already.
And that's the scary part, because I'm 41, and probably up to about 3 years ago, I just started learning about money and what to do with it and how to make it grow. You know what I'm saying? That's the scary part, because I wasn't taught none of this. You know what I mean? And now it's just like I got to hurry up and play catch up so that I can live the way I want to, at least in my 50s. You know what I'm saying? Let me live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like it's like you said. That's why when y'all said something about the hood and slavery, I said there is no comparison at all. You know what I'm saying? Because there wasn't.
It was definitely not about
No, I
the
got the
analogy.
analogy, but it was just a bad analogy. I just wanted to put that out there.
It's the mentality. It's that mentality
of being complacent, because like
complacent.
you may feel, I know you get sensitive on that subject. But what I'm saying is, no matter the situation it is, you do have an option. Whether that option may not be so, it may be detrimental, and you may not want to take the option. But guess what? It's still, you can never say
You still have that option.
One thing everybody was given was free will. So that means you have the option and the choice to do whatever it is you want to do, whether it's good, it's bad, or detrimental.
Kiki, perfect example is all three of us from the young. All three of us seen a bunch of people we went to school with have kids at an early age, or whatever the case, or marry a motherfucker, or whatever the case, super young because they was in love, whatever the bullshit is, and choose to make the choice, or sell drugs. We've seen it. All of us got partners, friends. We've seen do it or succumb to it, right? And choose to make or sell drugs. The difference there is we all made the choices not to.
Mm-hmm.
And we all come from our own, not to judge nobody else's situations, but we all come from fucked up shit we've experienced in life, in our life. Kiki, you spoke on yours. That is some shit that you went through that a lot of motherfuckers would have been folded. But you didn't use it as an excuse. You didn't let it keep you down. You kept pushing and more or less to not end up or even be in a position you become weak and put your child to have to go through something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You made that choice, right? We all have choices in this world, in this life.
Yeah, I get what you. I get what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like, I just like the mentality, like you got to want better or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, actually make the choices to get you out. But I'm not making excuses for nobody, because everybody has a choice to leave about the hood to see what the fuck is better. You know what I'm saying? But in a hood situation, like a lot of people don't have the money to get out further. Let me use Youngstown region as an example. A lot of people don't have the money to get further than Akron, to get further than Cleveland, to get further than Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of that state if you can. You know what I'm saying? Go somewhere where you see on TV where it's amazing. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you this, right? I had to
wait. Can I say this?
I'm sorry. Wait.
Even sometimes when you leave up out the hood, you know what I mean? You can probably go to California, but you ain't gonna know how to survive or adapt because your money ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta. It's so many.
I'd rather struggle on a dream to do better,
right,
than struggle with complacency of just trying to survive in a fucked up situation.
I totally agree.
Let me say this. Most people don't make it in life because they're not comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, I understand what you're saying, but you can't make an excuse for them.
At some point you got to cut the excuses out.
To hear this woman's situation, and me knowing this woman, not knowing what she was going through, I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Just imagine you have kids, you got a nigga who beating on you, doing all type of shit. He leave you and shit in a situation. Now you got to give your kids up. Now you sleeping in a fucking shelter, but you still getting up every day looking for jobs, finding the jobs, walking to fucking work, and your kids in a foster home. So when I look at certain people's situations, so what they went through, and I didn't know, and still have a smile on their face, and still sometimes you don't know what the fuck people go through. So when I hear certain shit, it's like I be looking at that motherfucker like, bro, it's no excuses, dog. We have no excuses. Shit, even with your Steve Harvey story. He said he went down to his last $100 motherfucking dollars and just took that shit a plane flight out to New York with no place to stay, no food, no nothing. Sometimes you have to just pack your shit. You have to pack your shit and go, because people don't do it because they're too scared with being uncomfortable, and complacency will keep you grounded.
That is
because
so true.
it'll keep you grounded.
It'll keep you grounded. Yeah. Kiki, I don't make excuses I don't accept excuses no more because I know a Kiki. Because I know a Miguel.
Oh,
I said because I know you, because I know Miguel, because I know CL. And we seen with CL when she sat there and hustled her ass off to do with just copping a new crib and everything else with her what she was trying to do with buying property and everything else. And when we're all products of come from some, I hate the thing, unbroken and unfavorable home situations. I can't look at Kiki who sat there, grinds every fucking day, start her own business and everything else later on in life. Like, yo, I fucking learned and I fucking won it. And I still made the decisions that kept me out of jail. I still made the decisions that kept me from being a baby mama. I went through the shit you went through. You're a fucking hero to me. So I am hard on our people because I know Kiki. So yes, I'm gonna be hard on them niggas, the other people. I'm not gonna accept excuses because I know Kiki, I know Miguel, I know what Bryant Fields, who came from Youngstown, who mother fucking lost all her kids, and this nigga sat there and had to go stay with his older cousin and everything else, and now he's got a fucking master's degree, making over $200,000 a year from the who went through it. Mama, no disrespect, mama alcoholic and everything else, but that nigga survived. I know survivors from the I know an Anthony Floyd. I know a Brad Smith. I know a Raheem who turned his life around, even with the mistakes he made, who's turned his life around for the better.
Yeah, and you know what? It did happen that circle too. Like it's like, like I'm just meeting Miguel, and I'm saying I know you from school, but it's just like even having that as a circle and having that foundation, like black people don't hold on to that. Like, what I mean? I see y'all as like a great circle to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? Just for the simple fact, like I'm gonna just keep it real. Like I'm right here in the there is no inspiration here. There is nothing to look out the window and say, I'm gonna go be great. You have to push yourself.
You have to push yourself.
What makes you be great is the surrounding. If you got the right mentality to surround, like I got this, it's more than this. I got to get the fuck back out. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that come back and get stuck here and get complacent after they had, you know what I'm saying? After they done did what they did, but it's like, okay, it's cheaper here. I'm gonna settle here. Fuck it. This is where I'm supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And
one of the dopest things you ever did was bring your brother on. He's an inspiration.
Oh yeah, my brother definitely
he's an inspiration. Kiki, you're an inspiration. I love the dispatch business you have. I love you driving and taking up side jobs to continue to make the dream come alive. Miguel, he was like, yo, not only does he got a good job making money, but he came from the and even to get to that point, and we know how he feels with his upbringing and his relationship with his moms. No disrespect or whatever case, but we see what he come through, and for him to come from that,
to be the whole asshole he is.
He's not. He's not at all. He's not afraid to reach for what he wants. That nigga is inspiring as fuck. If he want t-shirts, Miguel gonna either find a nigga that's gonna give him a hookup, or Miguel gonna make him himself. If Kiki want to move something, Kiki is gonna find somebody to do it for herself, do it for her, or Kiki gonna hop her ass in that big rig, push that motherfucker down the road, and make it happen. Inspiration.
I gotta go to school. I gotta receive my L's again. I start Monday.
Yeah. Are you let your L's lapse?
Yeah, they got suspended. Like it's a whole story. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody know my story, but some bullshit went on. That's why I'm here in the I gotta make it better.
you gotta understand, man. The bigger the sacrifice, the bigger the reward.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
We gotta be harder on ourselves.
Sometimes my granddad call it, you gotta go on Lent sometimes.
40
you know days. What I'm saying? Hey, you ain't gotta buy an ounce all the time, dog. Just get you a little bag of, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta buy Hennessy. Matter of fact, just don't drink no more. It's like you already working with a little bit, but then you overspending and over budgeting what you already got. Because you know why? Instead of living here, oh, I'm living here because it's a better place, but you're hurting, you're struggling week to week just to pay for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because why? Because you don't want to be uncomfortable and living in the projects for a year or 6 months or whatever the case may be. Or whatever the case may be, man. Like I've been in plenty of uncomfortable situations where it's just certain things when you're trying to get places, God is going to make you go through that shit. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
He gonna humble you. He gonna humble you.
Because see what happens is, soon as you think you got control of the wheel, he gonna snatch that motherfucker back. Because now you think you the one in control, and you really
ain't got no fucking
because
control.
you get, you know what, you get, like you said, complacent. When even like when you're making money, you feel like you're on top of your game, but you still got some characteristics that need to be clean and that God see. You know what I'm saying? And I really do think that's why I am where I am, because
and
you can start feeling yourself. You can start feeling yourself.
The money is not your lesson that you need to learn, or the money isn't the lesson or the blessing that God has for you.
Listen,
right.
I'm gonna
People don't understand that.
I'm gonna ask y'all a question, right?
Yeah.
I value people, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask y'all a question, and I want you to be honest with me, dog. I want you to be honest with me, and it's not to judge you. When the last time you was just out and just did something for somebody else, whether they had it or they needed or they asked?
Today.
Last week.
I hate
this before then.
Today, and to today, and I was kind of going back and forth with it in my mind, but God said you better do it.
Like I'm trying to tell you though, I don't believe in. I understand why the concept is, with the giving the church money. I understand the concept because bills and lights don't pay themselves, but I don't do that. I value people. I value people, right? And so
the work giving back to the people.
I always get it back, whether it is through taking off something that I put on myself. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm afraid.
I seen you donate shoes, bro. I seen you donate shoes.
But see, I'm afraid to say something because it's like what you do for others shouldn't be, put out on the forefront.
No, you don't have. No, you don't have to. It's your personal relationship or connection or your personal gifts you give back. It's not required of you to say something. The requirement is to do what you've already done. Have it as a part of your testament. Have it as part of your giving. Have it as part of you understanding that the biggest blessing
is
being blessed enough to bless others. That's the biggest and the best blessing you could ever ask for, is being blessed enough that you can help others. Be in a position to where you can give unto others. Yes, and whether it's knowledge, whether it's your clothes off your back, whether it's shoes, whether it's financial, whatever the hell it is, a lesson in life, whatever it is, the biggest blessing is being blessed enough to be able to afford to give that.
And it ain't you blessing them.
It ain't you.
Because you wouldn't have what you had. Everything happened for a reason. What happened today, God put me in the right place at the right time
to bless you with
person to receive what they got from me. You know what I'm saying? That had nothing to do with me, because it had it been, and I'm just keeping it real, had it been up to me, because I was going back and forth like, man, God, I can't get this to them. I'm about to start school. I got to keep gassing my shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's just me being human and real. So every time that I do, you know what I'm saying, I thank God that he did use me. But that has nothing to do with us.
Right.
Yeah, we got the characteristic to have that. If you an empath, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like your sister just said, you can't keep up with what you do for others because,
when you do shit like that, when you do shit like that, I'm gonna tell you this. I learned from a long time ago. I remember a guy came to me. I was in church. I always kept my money a certain way. Like when I go out, like I ain't trying to show my money. Like I keep it in certain orders.
Hey, get that nigga.
So I can go in my pocket and pull out my whole shit. But I was fixing my money. I always kept my money neat. He was like, "You was a clean, neat guy. Keep your money a certain way." He was like, "I don't know what it is about you." He said, "But you're gonna be blessed. You're gonna stay blessed." Like, what? Bro, listen. Sometimes you just don't know how blessings come. Whatever you want to call it. But whatever it is that I know I'm doing, it works for me.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? This ain't no witchcraft, ain't no hokum spoken. I put value in people. Sometimes I overvalue people to where it hurts me. It hurts me in a certain way because people don't see what they have sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And
And
shit.
you,
Like,
I get it.
I've been in positions where I took shoes off my feet, walking to the corner store and going back, put my slides on and that nature. But I feel some people do put things on camera to encourage. Some do it for a flex.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I,
But my thing
my
is this. Go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I was gonna say my blessing is that I used to think like, yo, it was gonna be like these stuff blow up or whatever the case. These shows, different podcasts blow up. My blessing was God surrounded me with amazing people,
Mm.
and I learned from them all. I learned from Kiki. I learned from you. I learned from CL. I learned from Annie. I learned from Nikki. I learned from Mo. Um, and these beautiful, amazing people either push me, bring me back on track, humble me, or help me be able to help others. And if it wasn't from CL, I would have never known Miguel. And we went to school. We
That's true.
graduate. Well, we went to school
You gotta
at the same damn high school.
That's facts.
pay attention. You gotta pay attention to your gifts.
Yes, your
You
gifts
know,
and your
and the
blessings.
crazy part is I met a couple of y'all and I talked to y'all and y'all not even aware of your purpose. And it upsets me because I'm searching for my purpose, but I can see other people's purpose and they living in it and they don't even know it. You know what I'm
They don't
saying?
even know it.
But
Right.
I
That's
noticed
funny.
that.
No, listen. Hey,
I
Kiki,
noticed that.
I got
I noticed that in Miguel quickly. Like you know what I'm saying.
Quickly.
And
Quickly.
I
God,
had
God has
conversations.
blessed that brother.
Yeah, like you have your purpose
You
is
have a gift.
like you motivate people, you speak life into them, and you don't even know it without even
He
knowing.
called me. Yeah, he ever call you Kiki out of nowhere and just motivate you to do some shit you had no clue in your mind that you was gonna do that day or you wanted to be a part of?
And he told me in so many words, "Hey, get the fuck up off your ass and get it. You got 24 hours." That's what made me start liking him.
My bro, that's my
4
bro
hours
right there.
in
That's my
between it.
little bro, but that's my dog. Like Miguel was a
I was
motivator.
being
Kiki
lazy
was a
that day. I
motivator.
was like, "Damn it, Miguel."
Yeah, he
Let
is
me have
Miguel.
8 hours of good sleep, nigga.
Yo,
No, but
it's a
it's all to
blessing.
me. To me, life is all about finding your purpose and living in it. And I believe that
Mm-hmm.
God will bless you, and like you know,
Yep.
what I'm saying, God will show you. Especially if you know, there's always a feeling that God got more for you. He does. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And then
he
you have
do.
to learn how to have that faith and just let Him coast, and look at the people that comes into your life, and thank God for that blessing because you could tell when God then brought people into your life. There's a difference opposed from people that you learn from. You know what I mean? It's like learn bad lessons from. That's what I'm trying to say. Because
I
there's
want to real quick
okay.
shout out to CL who was featured in shoutoutatlanta.com. The queen,
What's
also
Atlanta?
the host, CL.
Yeah, what's that?
Shoutoutatlanta.com.
For
The link,
people
you
who
want the
don't know
link?
what Atlanta.com is, explain it.
Oh, Atlanta.com is a online, it looks like an online almost paper
Okay.
or magazine. But she was featured on her Meet CL Brown, the hostess with the mostest.
Oh,
And
congratulations.
they did a whole big article feature on CL. And I want to shout her out because I met CL through Facebook. And then I realized that we have certain family members or whatever case in
That's
common and stuff like
crazy.
that.
Y'all see how God
And
works? Not to cut you off. You see how God works? Check this out, right? Did CL go to ring?
she
I
might
know.
have.
I know.
Annie did. Annie
Check this
did.
out.
Not
CL,
sure.
yeah.
And let me tell the story real quick. I gotta get this off I gotta get this off. I ain't mean to cut you off, Jamar. My bad. I gotta say
Yes,
this,
he
bro.
did.
Tell it, bro. It's all part of the
Listen,
testament. Tell it.
listen, bro. One day I was on a child support rant. I was just on live. It was people coming in and out. I didn't even know CL was my friend. I ain't know CL from the can of paint, dog. she came in not liking me. I'm like, I don't like your ass either, nigga. And we were just debating on this child support shit. And we had this a good conversation. She would hit me up here and there. And then next thing you know, she's like, hey, you want to come on a podcast? I've never done a podcast, but I'm like, shit, you sure you gonna accept me? Because I'm me, you know what I'm saying? And
this nigga was the funniest nigga since then.
I did that shit, and then next thing you know, this nigga called. I'm like, who the fuck number is Toledo or whatever the fuck is this shit? Yo. And I had no intentions.
Bro, how long did I fight trying to get you to do a podcast?
Yeah, you were doing
I fought with you for a minute.
Yeah, you're like, yo, you see what and I was like, I'll put some thought into it. And it kind of kicked off from there. But then it was like, well, what's funny about it, sometimes you be more connected to people than you really think, because I'm like, damn, I never knew you. We went to the same school. We was in Youngstown.
Yeah, this nigga went to school with my little sister.
Everybody you know, I know. Everybody Kiki know. I know some people and shit. It's like, damn, how that shit just kick off. It's like even with Kiki, it's like she's a person I can come in on some goofy shit. Hey man, my balls itching and shit. Well, you need to do this, player. See, that's just how she is.
No, you can't say that to Kiki, because Kiki gonna say some shit that's way more crazy than what you said.
Like she like the big sister I never had and shit. Like you know what I'm saying. And I don't cross them boundaries. You know what I'm saying. We have fun and talk shit. You know what I'm saying. But it's like sometimes God he'll put certain people to take
I was blessed. I'm gonna be blessed before I end this podcast, because we gotta get ready to end it pretty soon. But the biggest thing is this: when I first started off, it was me and my homegirl Tia, and I came across CL from Facebook with all her crazy ass posts, and then I met Nikki, because Nikki used to be posting crazy ass posts. And I went to both of them and I was like, yo, da-da-da-da-da, can y'all come on my podcast? And I hit up Doreen, because I knew Doreen. Doreen is a Rand alumni too. Hit up Doreen and I got them all to come on stuff. And it started off with just a podcast with Doreen, CL, Nikki, my mom's, and I'm missing somebody. They all came on. Funny as fuck episode. I tried to put this together. Doreen said they too raunchy for me. She said CL, my mom, and Nikki, and it wasn't Annie yet. So then I talked to CL. CL brought along Annie. Annie comes along. We're trying to put this together. We going back and forth trying to figure it out. I knew my sister Morgan was doing podcasts and stuff like that. I spoke to Annie and CL. Oh, Mo was on it. Mo was on that first episode on Product of the 80's, this show. Real quick, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm just explaining how this shit came to be. So I talked to them. They do the first episode. It goes, whatever the case. And then next thing I know, I meet Annie. And then we do a couple episodes, and then they bring on Miguel. What's her face drops out. Let me not say what's her face in a disrespectful way. Gigi drops out. I already knew my dog, who I went to school with, she used to post some crazy shit. Kiki. Hey Kiki, I'm like, yo, I got this thing, this podcast, right? And she like, okay. And I'm like, I always told you that you should do your own podcast. But like, these girls, they got this group, but I think you'll be a dope part of. Why don't you come check it out, please? And Kiki was like, fuck it. Okay, why not? Kiki comes on. It clicks. And the sad part about it clicked, but it didn't click because Kiki was still nervous. And because the girls are still figuring themselves out.
Because I don't click with females. Like, you know what I mean? I was more nervous, like, are we gonna get along? Because
we don't know. So then Miguel comes on an episode, and when Miguel comes on an episode one night, I'm like, who is this nigga? This nigga did his own shit. I called him that night. I ain't never met this nigga. I ain't know none of his background, nothing. I'm like, yo, bro, you funny as fuck. You ever thought about doing your own shit? He's like, oh man, I don't know, man. I don't really want to do. I get back to you if I want to do some shit, whatever case. He blew me off. This nigga was like trying to act like the hottest chick at a dance for a dance and just blow you off like, but maybe before it ends. Maybe before it ends. So I kept trying. And then one day, it was out of the clear blue. He was like, yo, so what's up with this podcast and shit? I'm like, oh my God, this nigga. Like, I'm like happy. I was happy because I knew he was a super uber talented, funny ass, but real ass dude. And I believed in him. I believed in Kiki. I believed in CL. Once I got to know Annie, I believed in Annie. Already knew what Morgan was capable of. Shouts out to Nikki, because Nikki is out there. The first person I ever talked to about bringing Kiki on was Nikki.
That's my vote.
So shout out to Nikki. Shout out to Gigi too, because there was nothing wrong with Gigi, and I felt time with it. Anything could have worked out because those are some amazing, beautiful queens. The point I'm making is this: like, Truth Entertainment or Triple A or Deep Throat Conversations or Pussy Talks, none of this wouldn't have happened without being blessed by surrounded with amazing people. I'm thankful. I'm blessed. My calling is, my personal opinion, is to find ways to bring beautiful people together to create beautiful things.
Right.
And I'm blessed with it. And I'm thankful for all y'all. Kiki, I thank you so much. And as much as I love to argue with you when we go over and I go on my rants about different things and stuff like that, I value your opinion, your view, your strength, your honesty, your openness. Miguel, bro, this man that became, I probably talked to Miguel more than I talked to the girls who I started out with on the phone. Like, that's my brother from another mother. Like, I can share like real life issues going on with Miguel, or we've talked about so much. And it's a brotherhood. It's almost like, and I know Kiki, you feel this way. You ever meeting Kiki? I wish me and Kiki would have connected more in school. Meeting her personality, how dope it is. Like, I felt like me and Kiki would have really, we went to school together. We was around, but we wasn't there.
I was too gangster. God know what he doing. God just let us look. God get you to realize what he gonna do with you in the
I seen you whooping niggas' ass before.
But I was too gangster.
I feel like sometimes if you would have met people sooner, you'd have accomplished this greatness sooner. And that's just being naive, knowing the fact that we all had to mature and grow and realize our potential.
You had to mature and grow, trust.
Yes. But I'm blessed to have y'all in my life now. Like, Miguel would hit me up like, bro, where you been? Been quiet as fuck. What's up? What we doing? We doing bucket naked tonight? Yo, we doing this because you, Kiki, you know for a fact Miguel was a doer.
That's the energy that I love from him. Like, ever since that's real. That's what really made. He said something on the episode, and I think that's when I met Tia, everybody, and we stayed on afterwards. And I was drinking, and I started testifying to them. I'm like, y'all, I just see y'all being great, and da-da-da. You know what I mean? I just remember because like he said something, and I was going through something, and it was like a confirmation from God, like, hey, get up off your ass, move your feet, or you ain't gonna eat. You know what I mean? And he spoke on
that's
it so
mentality.
Yeah, he dropped like some gem. He planted some seeds in me that's still growing, and I was just like, oh, okay, God. So okay, I'm gonna go. If you just trust in God, man, He'll put the right people and situations and everything in your life. And that's just one thing that I'm learning. Like, you know what I mean? It ain't nothing that I ever got in my life that wasn't because of God. You know what I'm saying? It's just
amen to that.
Just to hold on and keep them. You know what I mean?
Amen to that. While I'm at it, let me shout out Deep Throat Conversations. Let me shout out Sweet Meat McGee. That's my nigga right there.
Hey, Sweet Meat.
I seen it. Bro, I just need to be on an episode with Sweet Meat McGee. And I don't even want to be on there What's the name? I want to be on there with Pastor Bendova. That's my dream interview. I'm bringing to the Product of the 80s podcast an interview with Sweet Meat McGee and Pastor Bendova. That's my goal. That's my goal. Like them my two idols right there. The Holy Spirit is love. with them too. But yo, I want to congratulate y'all on doing some amazing things. It was dope. We all hooked up for Deep Throat Conversations. I'm still waiting for because I think Kiki's got a dope ass podcast, and I haven't given up on it. And I think she's a voice that's missing in the trucking world. And I think you could dominate because I still have people who hit me up and message me.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's just right now. I got so much on me. I ain't got time.
I know, but people still hit up and want to hear more from people, black people in trucking.
Yeah.
Breaker 19.
Breaker hashtag 69. But before I close it out, I want to give a shout out to Pussy Talks Podcast. CL doing her thing. I want to give a shout out to It's a Hard Knock Life podcast. Annie doing her thing. I want to give also a shout out to Queens with Attitude. Let me not forget my fallen sisters. Let me shout out Nikki. Let me shout out Mo. Let me shout out also the sisters that are still there with motherfucking Annie, motherfucking CL, and motherfucking Kiki, my dog, my road dog, aka my top flight security in the world, Craig.
I don't want to go to work.
Queens with Attitude podcast. Shout out my co-host, because Annie done jumped on. Annie be hijacking everything, man. Annie just jump on shit like, bitch, I'm a host. And I was like, oh my God. I'm afraid to say no.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Like, no, shout out to shout out to Annie. That's my partner in crime, my road dog. She the motherfucker. If you fuck up on a podcast and Annie call you like that night or the next day, you be looking at your phone like, I don't want to answer. Because you know Annie about to call you and cuss you out. Annie be like, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Or you posted something like, shit. So shout out to Annie. It's a Hard Knock Life podcast, also Queens with Attitude. And
to this bathtub I'm about to get in.
That ass.
That ass. Yo, but on the real, shout out to Truth Entertainment Film, AAA podcast for my brother D80. And I'm blessed, thankful, and humbled. This is a Product of the 80s podcast. And before I go, I'm gonna let my co-host / guest, because they really hosted the shit with me, get their shout out to Road Candy. I'm gonna say before Kiki get to say it. Shout out to Road Candy, as well as I'm gonna go ahead and shout out to
I'll be back up and running December 1st. I had to take a five weeks off of my business, so that's why I haven't been promoting it. But I'll be back December 1st.
Shout out to Jetfly Clothing. Shout out to Jetfly. Shout out to Pastor Bendova. Shout out to wait, I'm missing the character. What's his name? Say his name. The gangster.
Oh, he's talking about Big Spank Dog.
Big Spank Dog.
Big Spank Dog. Big Spank Dog. Uncle Pot Rose Jones coming soon. You hear me?
I gotta see that.
Hey, all I gotta tell you is watch out for Deacon Nehemiah, aka the pacifier. Just wait, he gonna come on.
Deacon Nehemiah. Okay.
Let me say,
a lot of gasoline drones being put on.
Oh, he's a Mormon. He got 9 wives.
Well, damn. Don't bring them. Hey, all I'm saying is don't take them 9 wives around Sweet McGee because he'll pimp anyhow.
No, hell no. You can't bring him out Sweet McGee. Hey, shout out to Stacks. Shout out to Stacks too. Shout out to Stacks.
Hey, well, listen, man. I appreciate you having me on, man. You know, I'm bad with shout outs, man. Like I say, I fuck with everybody who fuck with me. Every lesson is a blessing. The bigger the sacrifice, the bigger the reward. And keep God first. Won't he do it?
You hear me?
Talk to me.
Yo, again, shout out to Jeff Block Clothing. If you're looking to buy some merch from any of our podcasts, Go ahead. Hold your shirt up. Hold your shirt up again real quick, Miguel. Hold the hoodie up.
Miguel, I gotta ask you a question.
Yo, if you need some merch made, whether it's for your own podcast or you just like the jet fly shit that he wearing, go, or you want some shit from one of our podcasts, hit up Jet Fly Clothing, hit up Miguel, he'll get you right.
He could put titties on the shirt too.
Yes, he can. Throw some D's on that bitch.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of throw some D's on that bitch, y'all seen that nigga, man? That nigga looking like Lil Pookie in the streets right now, dog.
Bro, I've been in the gym. Like,
hey, me too. I mean, I can't wait to see. I hope my consistency stay on because I've been excited.
Show this one too. Let me show it. Your boy been in the gym.
Okay.
Yo, real quick. Shout out to my aunt Carmen, my uncle Nelly, and my uncle Clarence, my aunt Nelly. And shout out to my grandfather, who right now fighting for his life in the hospital and whatnot. So I want to make sure I shout out to everybody and whatnot because it's a tough time for my family, especially some of those that may know the Kitchen family. But it's a blessing and a gift for all that. So shout out to my cousin Sophia, my cousin Venus, and everybody else. I love y'all. God bless y'all. Be strength with y'all. And yo, let's be alive. Let's survive.
Wow.